What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I'm Isaiah, and today we're putting the next scenario of kill sample process on the table. It's a lot going on, so I'm not going to get too far into that now. We're going to go take a look at the board and talk about all those special scenario things in just a second. Before we do that, I just want to say thank you for stopping by. If you'd like to support the channel, consider smashing all the buttons or checking out the links down in the bio. Let's go get into this game of kill sample process. What's up, friends? Now, if you see this board and you're out there thinking to yourself, that does not look like a board for kill sample process. You would be right. But it is, and here's why. Recently, some crazy mad gang hacker came up with some tech to hack into the secured vault of Graf Melberg Tosk's secure data vault. They, however, want us to test the tech before we can do that. He's not a good person. Huge, terrible corpo. So when he gave us the tech, we were informed that it's going to project us as avatars. So we asked him if he could make a slight modification for us so that our avatars and the representation of the net that we're jacking into look like our favorite video game. The most popular MMO of the year, whatever this is, Forbidden Psalm. So we are going to be logging in as looking like our game avatars with our game names, make it a little bit harder to trace. At the end of each round, these doors here, those represent our data nodes. We need to hack as many of those as we can in 7 rounds. To hack it, we just have to pass a knowledge test. We can also beat it down and break it. It has 10 HP and can only be hit with melee attacks. At the end of each round, we'll roll on the random monster chart, and a monster, a digital representation of a piece of ice or black ice, will walk through one of these doors. We'll be rolling a D8 to determine which. If we die, or if we're reduced to 0 health, we are immediately logged out, and we roll D3 bugs. If we have bugs and we're coming back in, we have to pass, I believe, a knowledge test. Toughness test. A toughness test when we enter the table. If we fail that toughness test, we get rid of our bugs and we roll on the system crash table. Anybody who has bugs at the end of the scenario counts as being taken out, so we have to roll for them on the chart. And I think that's about it. None of us start on the board. We start in processing. So when we process in, we come in from 5 minutes from this here Vosrel pour that's in the middle of the room. Also worth noting, your movement in this scenario is not based on your agility. It is based on your knowledge, because it's not your physical form that's moving around, it's your digital form. So we use knowledge because that represents your knowledge of being able to navigate this digital world. Some of them are going to move a lot better than others. One, we're going to do some pretty heavy fast forwarding, as there will not be any enemies until the end of the turn. Nobody has any bugs, so I don't have to take any toughness tests. Everybody's just going to process in. This is the middle, so they've got 5 squares from that point. They process in, they can then move and act as normal. I had the input-output jack a little bit too far up, so it had to far back, so it had to come up just a little bit, and now that is the center of the board. So we got up to 5 out of there, and then they can act as normal. So this is what our board looks like now. This is where we all ended up. Pretty much everybody is taking double moves. Some just move a lot slower than others. Donnie, who's playing Susie the Tooth Slayer, actually doesn't double move, but he has knowledge plus knowledge of 3, so he moves 8 in this virtual world. So just on a single move, I didn't want to run right up to the door because I didn't want a baddie to spawn like right on top of me. So let's roll on the chart and see what our baddie is. Roll a d20. We get a 14. We come to page 59. We look at this chart. We get a rad ghoul. At door number 4. Rad ghoul enters through that door. The ice is also skinned to suit this environment that we find ourselves in. Let's go to me. I'm going to start with Donnie, who's going to move up. He's got an 8-inch move, so I've definitely got that clear. He's going to move up, and then we're going to try to hack that node. Test. 9. A 9 with my modifier of 3 will get me to a 12, which will pass the test and hack that node. Now, when you hack it, you immediately get a data packet. They do not take up equipment slots. We'll move up to the node, and I'm not sure if I roll to hit it or if I just deal my damage to it. I assume I would still have to roll to hit it. And I don't really have a melee weapon, so most I can do is like D4. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try. I need a 14 or better. That is not a 14 or better. We'll move. We got 6 here. That's plenty. Gonna move up. Try to hack that terminal. I need a 10 or better. I'm gonna use my reroll. Oh God, it's worse. These two guys can only move 2 inches at a time, so they're both going to double move towards their respective nodes. Right at the door, they'll be able to do something with that next turn. In the meantime, we see what the Rad Ghoul is going to do. Rad Ghoul will move 6 towards Mikey / Thazik the Unbuttered. Random, we roll up a member of the Cult of Flesh, and they come in that data port right there. We're going to start off with Splinter, who is going to take a swing at the Cult of Flesh. That's a 20. That hits. He's going to take 8 damage, so it's 10 damage. His crits are always max. He has 2 armor, so that goes down to 8. He has 11 health total. Takes 8, has 3 remaining. But because I critically hit him, he's got to take a guts check, which I have yet to see a monster fail a guts check, but we're going to see if he can. He cannot. When you roll a guts check, you're rolling against their guts 2d6, and you're looking to be higher than their guts, and they'll run away. He is not going to run away. On a 6, he does not hit. Piloting the Distress Cold is then going to try to make the knowledge test. Now, I missed this on my last time I did this, but he has a network uplink, so I can re-roll failed knowledge tests, which is what the hacking attempt is. 17 is going to get me in, even with my -2 modifier. So that's another data packet collected. Move up and try to bash the node. A 9 should hit. I need a 12, and should have 3 strength. So that will hit for a D6. 2 damage. Double move up 16, making it from that data node down there all the way to up there. Leo will push in and try to bash. I'm +6 to this roll. 7 + 6 is 13, which will hit with a katana. Let me double check with that. I have armor, so I'm going to use my glitch to deal max damage to just shut that node down. Now, I think that if you hack the node, monsters would still be able to come through it. But I think that if you break it, I don't think bad guys would be able to come in there. It doesn't say, and I don't know, but I'm going to do that because it makes sense to me. Monster phase. This fellow is going to swing at Splinter and miss. Splinter's going to crack back. He is at -3. Yeah, that's a miss. Rad Ghoul moves 3 towards Donnie. There's the roll, just for verification and validation. And then we're going to get a new monster. Go to the next turn. We may roll an 11, which is a ganger. When you deploy gangers, you first roll a d4 to see which gang that ganger belongs to, and then all subsequent gangers that you place belong to that gang. We got the Negligence Facade, which is weird because they're the ones that we are potentially working for here. So odd. It's a bold move, Cotton. So we're going to start down here with Splinter attacking the Cult of Flesh. That is a hit. That is a hit. We got a katana. Technically it's his bow staff, but we're going to call it a katana. I need to do at least 5. I need to roll at least a 5 here to kill. Lame. 1 damage. Track back. And misses. Sweet. Kind of double move away. Mikey is going to move up 2 and then take a shot here on this Rad Ghoul. All right, shot. We're going to double move to put himself closer to the Rad Ghoul. Donnie going to double move up to the data node in the corner. We'll start with monsters. Now monsters, I haven't mentioned this yet. I will now. Monsters always hit on a 12. They have no modifiers. So at Splinter, that's a hit, 1d4. That's 4, and I have on Splinter, so that will be reduced by 3 to 1. It does get to crack back at -3. And I'm +2 here from my agility, so I'm technically at -1. That's a hit. Let's see if we can polish him off here. D10. We can polish him off. He does have a ranged weapon, and he can see models that are not the same type as him. So he's going to move D6. So 6 inches towards the nearest model that's not the same type, stopping before he gets to an inch, which isn't going to matter here. And then he will take a shot if he's within range, which he is. Now here, I didn't measure it. Raph might have been a little bit closer, but I had him move towards Leo because Leo is an unobstructed shot. So that just made more sense to me for the bad guy to do it that way. And again, they were pretty close. They were pretty close. I didn't measure it out. I just went towards the one that would be the clean shot. Shooting a heavy pistol. He hits for D8. D8. 1. And I have an armor of 1 against shooting, so none. Within an inch of me, he has a special rule where I have to take a toughness test or take 1d4 damage, and on a fumble, I gain a new mutation. I'm going to use my auto pass for that test. It will then swing at me and miss. I get to crack back. I'm technically still at +3 here. It's -3, but I'm altogether +6 with a katana. So 8 + 3 is an 11. That will be a miss. It's okay. We end up getting an enforcer, and we are at wanted level 8, so we get a grunt. So we get 1 grunt right there. Brings it back to me. We're going to start with Splinter, trying to get into this data node. 1. So I need an 11 or better to hit my target number of 12. Nope. He does not get in. I will double move towards this guy to try to get himself into range where he can actually put his shotgun to purpose. Leo will swing at the Rad Ghoul again. A 9 + 6 will hit. A D10 for damage because it's a katana. 3. Also armor 2, so that's 1 damage. We'll go to Donnie up in the corner. He's going to try to hack that node. 3, so +3 to the check. 10 + 3 is 13. That is a successful hack. We will take that data packet. Mikey is going to move his 2, and then we're going to take a shot at the grunt. The grunt won't shoot at me until it takes damage, but I would rather have it shooting at me than trying to use that baton and drag me away. So we'll take the shot. We miss. It doesn't take damage, so it doesn't shoot back. Correction, it doesn't shoot back because that's not a thing in this game. I'm thinking of a different game. Super fortunate monster phase for me, or hostile phase. This guy moves up, rolls a 6 to move, shoots, and misses. This guy rolls up on Mikey with his stun baton, swings, and misses. Leo cracks him for 6 damage. He misses on the crackback. So, super lucky. Let's make another monster. And we proceed to turn 6 with another Enforcer Grunt right there. We're going to start with Splinter, who's going to double move towards that data node. Then go into Shot. So, sorry, I skipped that. Scratch things off. Splinter double moves to this data node. And Donnie double moves to that northern central data node. Will swing at the Rad Ghoul. Hits for a D10. 6, that's 4 damage. He's got 7 on him. Do they have 11 or 12 health? So he's got 1 left and gets to crack back at me. He misses. Fortunately, Raph is just gonna double move away. I don't like being near those things. I don't want to get drug off. They terrify me. So he's just gonna double move up the board. He's gonna try to get away. So when you disengage, the hostile gets to take an agility test, which he passes. So I do not get to move away. I'm then just gonna take a swing. That should hit. 9 plus strength 3 is 12. So that hits. 6. That figures. So none damage, because I'm certain that they have armor. And then it gets to crack back at me. Oh, and it misses. Enforcer moves 3 inches towards Leo because Leo is wanted, and enforcers will always move to the closest character that they can see with the highest wanted value, which is him. He always draws their attention. We then come to this guy, who moved up 3, and will take a shot at Raph. Hits. 1d8. So, -1. No, -2 for Raph's armor. It's armor 2, so 5 damage. Radghoul will swing at Leo. He misses. Leo gets to crack back. He misses. There will be one monster that comes in at the end of turn 7, but it doesn't matter because the game will be over. So as we stand right now, that fellow, we get 1 Cult of Flesh as our last monster. Donnie, gonna go for that data node. Gets it. Splinter, gonna go for the data node. Gets it. Raph is gonna jump through the input-output and jack himself out and back to processing where he is safe. Is gonna swing at the dude. 11 will hit. Can I finish him? Wait. Yes, I can finish him. That's super, super dead with max damage. Try to walk away. He cannot walk away. So last monster phase doesn't really work against me. This guy can now see Leo, so he breaks away, and I just let him to chase the most wanted. That one doesn't quite make it to within an inch. This one rolls up to take a shot and misses. That one does not have a gun, so it just moved 8 inches towards me. And at that point, we lose our connection and are pulled back out of the uplink. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to end up with a net total of 1,180 creds for that. It was 150 for each one that I hacked and 80 for the one that I broke. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm going to do a little bit of shopping and stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to get. I might not get anything. I'm definitely going to be re-upping my ammo before the next mission, but other than that, probably not a whole lot. Thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out while we played this uploaded version of Kill Sample Process. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.